This is CBC Nova Scotia News.
North Sydney crash. A man is dead after a collision between a car and school bus full of students.
Another look. A new round of polygraphs in the disappearance of Jack and Lily Sullivan focuses on a pink blanket found hanging in a tree.
And history surfaces. Archaeologists discover a centuries-old shipwreck on Sable Island.
A light, icy mix through this evening, but we're changing over to showers and rain as we turn the page into Thursday. Your full forecast is coming up.
Good evening. A man is dead after a school bus full of students on their way to class collided with his car this morning in North Sydney.
And people who live in the area say accidents at that intersection are happening far too often. Anna Rack reports.
A broken window on a now empty school bus. But on Wednesday morning, there were 29 children on board when the bus collided with a car in North Sydney. Brandon Kretsch, who lives nearby, was one of the first people on scene after hearing the loud crash.
But the kids were all really good, strong. Sorry. It's tough seeing a school bus full of kids in distress. You know, you see it on TV all the time. But they were fine. They were resilient. They were strong. We handed out blankets, made sure everybody was taken care of.
Cape Breton Regional Police say the driver of the car, a 53-year-old man, was rushed to hospital and later died from his injuries. The students on board were removed from the bus, and some were treated for minor injuries.
They were all very shook up. One was taken away in an ambulance. I actually noted that I think he was sitting in front of one of the windows that was smashed out. And they looked at him and he seemed pretty concussed.
That had to be traumatizing for whoever was involved.
Angela Iannetti says this is not the first time a collision has happened at the intersection of Archibald Avenue and Pleasant Street. She's lived here for 30 years and says she wants to see this become a four-way stop.
I've seen too many. I've seen 18-wheelers, trucks, cars. It's just horrible. It has to stop. This has to stop.
It is becoming too frequent. I have a first aid kit at the front door for when these collisions happen. I don't know what can be done. At a minimum, this could be turned into a four-way stop.
The Cape Breton Victoria Centre for Education says students and staff involved will receive support as needed. Police are still investigating the collision. Anna Rack, CBC News, North Sydney.
RCMP have recovered the body of a fisherman in Annapolis County, and crews continue to search for a second missing man. Crews responded late Wednesday night to a report of two men in their 70s who had not returned from an ice fishing trip near Little Brook Lane in Belle Isle. Drones and helicopters were dispatched overnight while fire crews conducted searches by water. A number of ground search and rescue teams are also involved. Thursday afternoon, one of the missing men was found dead. The second man has not yet been located. Residents are being asked to avoid the immediate area and stay off the ice.
Nova Scotia RCMP have conducted a second round of polygraph examinations in the disappearance of Jack and Lily Sullivan. And some of those tests focused on one of the only pieces of physical evidence, a pink blanket. The CBC's Allie Thompson explains.
Discovered tattered and intertwined in a tree, this pink blanket is one of the only pieces of physical evidence in the mysterious disappearance of Jack and Lily Sullivan. And now it's the subject of a second round of police polygraph examinations.
It was in an odd spot, an odd position. It was just drooped over a branch on a thin tree. It was nothing that... It definitely wasn't stuck in there, it was just there.
Haley Ferdinand was one of the people who came upon the piece of Lily's blanket off Lansdowne Station Road on May 2nd, 2025. She's the stepsister of the children's mother. It was the first day of the search as crews scoured the woods for Lily and Jack. Since then, family members on all sides have suggested online and in the media that it was planted. Ferdinand was asked about that in a polygraph examination on February 20th.
It was, did you plant the blanket in the tree? Did you place the blanket in the tree? Did you put the blanket in the tree? And did you leave the blanket in the tree?
Ferdinand says she answered no to each question and was told at the end that she passed. In Canada, polygraph tests are used as an investigative tool and are not admissible in court. A number of people close to the children underwent polygraphs in the weeks and months immediately following the disappearance. Michelle Janice says police use polygraphs to help shape interviews and narrow down suspect pools. But she says conducting a second round of polygraphs could mean the RCMP have exhausted all of their immediate leads.
The best thing to do when you have we're now at a long-term missing persons case, would be to go back from the beginning and start over and with fresh eyes and look for anything that they might have missed before. So to me, it sounds like that's what's happening.
RCMP declined a request for an interview, but confirmed in an email that more polygraph examinations have taken place. The force also confirmed the blanket remains at the RCMP National Forensic Lab. The children's mother, Malaya Brooks Murray, confirmed to CBC News that she underwent a second polygraph test and passed. The children's stepfather, Daniel Martel, did not respond to a request for comment. For Ferdinand, her polygraph was simply another box to tick in the pursuit of finding out what happened to Jack and Lily.
It hurts the longer time goes. It's, we just want answers and we want Lily and Jack home, but we don't have that. So every day is just another day until we get those answers.
Ali Thompson, CBC News, Halifax.
High school students across Nova Scotia walked out of class today to protest the Houston government's budget cuts. This walkout by Citadel High students in Halifax was one of many from the Annapolis Valley to Cape Breton. Students say they're especially disheartened by cuts to the arts and culture sector, post-secondary grants, and the free transit program for students. Organizers of the walkout say these cuts will deter students from staying in Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia Health will replace a transformer that caused a recent power outage at the Victoria General in Halifax, prompting the closure of operating rooms since last Friday night. The work will happen within the next 24 hours. It will require a planned power outage lasting up to 2 hours, though the health authority did not exactly say when it would exactly be happening. It's expected normal operations will resume by the end of the week. And with us now to talk weather is Ryan Snoddon.
So not the warm day it was yesterday, but still pretty pleasant.
Yeah, temperatures on the plus side for most. The Northumberland shore, right along the Northumberland shore, a little cooler there, right around 0 to -1. But most of us onto the plus side. And as we look at the forecast for tomorrow, temperatures much milder again, ranging between about 10 to 15 degrees for most. Bit cooler and onshore west to southwest winds here. But before we get to the mild air and the showers, we are looking at some patchy, freezing drizzle, ice pellet mix. Colchester, Cumberland, the Northumberland shore into northern Cape Breton tonight. Pretty quickly, though, we are changing over to showers. Even the risk for a rumble of thunder overnight into early Thursday, especially in through the Tri-County area and the Annapolis Valley area. Showers on tap for Thursday. And then as we move our way into Thursday night, we've got another round of wet weather coming in as the colder air sinks in behind this system. That could set up for some slick conditions Friday morning. A quick blanket of a trace to as much as 5 centimeters of snow, which would line up for the Friday morning commute. And another system to watch Friday night into Saturday. All the details coming up.
Do stay tuned. Okay, thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
Work on a new Nova Scotia and to PEI ferry has been on hold for more than 6 months. The new ferry project was announced back in 2019, and there's no word on when it might start again. Connor Lamont explains.
The construction of a new ferry to travel from PEI to Nova Scotia is on pause. The project was first announced back in 2019. First, it was going to be ready for 2027, then 2028. Then Ottawa said it couldn't give a date. Now the work is on hold. What we do know, with the help of our colleagues at Radio Canada, is that the project to replace the Holiday Island ferry has been suspended since July. Transport Canada said in a statement that new decisions are required before work can resume, but didn't provide any further details. Island MP Ken McDonald says infrastructure changes need to happen before a new ferry can come.
Long term, the docking at Wood Islands and Caribou, there's 2 sets of docks on both sides for berthing. One of those sets of docks suited the Holiday Island. It doesn't suit any other vessel. So that docking that's at Wood Islands and Caribou, that's out at the Holiday Island that burnt, it's of no use. We have to build a new set of docks that has the flexibility to accommodate whatever vessel may be procured in the future.
McDonald also says Wood Islands needs a new breakwater to stop the channel from filling in. He doesn't have a timeline for when any infrastructure fixes will be done. Here's what he said when asked whether work on the ferry will start again.
When the Transport Canada makes a decision that they need to replace one of the vessels that's there.
Work is also paused on a new ferry to the Magdalen Islands. The federal government has already spent nearly $40 million on development for the two ferries. That's on top of the almost $40 million for MV Northumberland, which Transport Canada bought to use last summer. But neither ferry is new. Confederation is 32 years old, Northumberland is 18. Businesses in the area say they're worried about the pause.
Very disheartened by it. You know, it's been an ongoing battle. Part of me wants to say I'm not surprised. The other part of me wants to cry. The ferry system is a pivotal part of our life down in this area.
Well, I'm concerned, but I guess not surprised. I'm not even sure if they have the design work done yet for the new ferry, and you know, that is concerning. How long is the delay going to be, and what does that mean?
PEI Premier Rob Lance did discuss the ferry service with the Prime Minister this week, but he was not available today to give more details. The ferry service is set to resume on May 1st. Connor Lamont, CBC News, Charlottetown.
A team of archaeologists working on Sable Island is celebrating a rare discovery. During an excavation on the remote island last May, they dug up surprisingly intact remains from a ship that researchers believe crashed onto the island in 1812. Andrew Sampson reports.
This excavation isn't like most others.
It's fairly unusual. We don't usually, you occasionally, but not often, find shipwrecks on shore.
Underwater archaeologist Brandy Lockhart is a key part of a team that successfully excavated a large portion of a surprisingly well-preserved shipwreck on the north beach of Sable Island last May.
And while we were there, we happened to come across a shipwreck debris field with just hundreds of pieces of shipwreck throughout this kind of 300-meter area. And from that, we started to conduct an excavation and happened to find significantly larger portion of a shipwreck hidden inside of a dune.
If any place has earned its moniker as the graveyard of the Atlantic, it's Sable Island. The low-lying isolated sandbar, about 290 kilometers from Halifax, has been home to more than 350 recorded shipwrecks since 1583. The island is so isolated that most of these wrecks were never recovered. It's rare to find any elements that might help identify what ship recovered pieces belong to. That's what makes this latest discovery so exciting.
There's large sections of this shipwreck, and they're still in a relatively close area, so we're able to piece together a lot more details, which has allowed us to determine the identity of this shipwreck, which in itself is very rare.
The archaeologists tested the remnants to determine the wood species. They believe they've found the Swift, a Bermuda sloop that was traveling with the HMS Barbados and two other vessels en route to Newfoundland when all but one of them ran aground. It was the War of 1812, and the British ships were carrying rum, sugar, and silver, along with prisoners of war. All but one passenger of these ships were saved, likely thanks to the aid of life-saving stations that were set up on the island for just this reason. Lockhart says she hopes to return for another excavation. After all, only small fragments of the HMS Barbados were found. The rest of that ship, and so many others, are still out there. Andrew Sampson, CBC News, Halifax.
It didn't end with a medal, but Nova Scotia's only Paralympic athlete came close today.
Fall River's Emma Archibald finished 6th in the women's 10-kilometer interval start standing classic race.
And Emma Archibald finished inside the top 6 in the standing middle distance cross country, 6th position.
And that was the moment the 22-year-old crossed the finish line at the Tesoro Cross Country Skiing Stadium in Italy. She finished with a time of 35 minutes and 26 seconds.
It's not over yet. She still has the team relays on March 14th and a 20-kilometer skate on March 15th. Archibald is the first Nova Scotian to compete in Para-Nordic cross-country skiing at the Games. Still some daylight out there. Ryan is up next with the full weather forecast. Stick around.
This weather update is brought to you in part by Atlantic Lottery's iGames. Play hundreds of games on the Atlantic Lottery app or at alc.ca.
All right, another pretty nice day, and boy, the snowbanks took a hit today.
I know. I can see lots of grass on my lawn. Still some to go, but
still some to go. Yeah, and we'll see more melting through the day tomorrow, especially as temperatures warm up again. Nova Scotia Webcams, Ralph at Nova Scotia Webcams hooking us up with a nice time lapse.
Very nice.
This is Milford House in Annapolis, or sorry, no, this is Truro, yes, the Fundy Discovery site. The Milford House Annapolis Royal site, I've uploaded that to my Facebook page, so there's a little teaser for you. So a couple of time lapses, but this one is very cool. This is Fundy Discovery site just outside of Truro. And yeah, you can let that run 3 times, Frank, because it's so cool. As you can see, the snow just nice and Yeah, it's nice to watch it disappear like that, isn't it? And that one day there with the sun coming down, super, super nice indeed. And indeed, we've been watching lots of that snow melting all across the province. And temperatures today right around the freezing mark, so not a whole lot of melting after today, but or after this morning. But we'll see more melting, as we said, there at the Fundy Discovery site. And as I said, Milford House Station up on my Facebook page. And I think Ralph's going to upload a few more to his Facebook page as well. There are the temperatures out there right now, 4 to 6 degrees Yarmouth up towards Westport. We've got temperatures cooler in the northeast as they have been throughout the day today. Note that the winds, for the most part, have been sustained in the 20-30 range, and that's going to be the case through tonight. We'll see some gusts in the 40 to 50 kilometer per hour range. We'll go from southeasterly winds to southwest. Note that icy mix across Colchester, Cumberland right now in the Northumberland shore and into Cape Breton. Back into the south and west, we are looking at that shower activity already likely starting to roll into places like Yarmouth and Bridgewater and Shelburne, just some drizzle. But we'll see that pick up in intensity as this next system does come in. Look at the cold front sinking down. St. Louis at 7, Atlanta at 27 degrees. And that colder air will continue to push its way in on the other side of this front. For tonight, yes, temperatures pretty much where they are right now is our daytime highs, and then we're going to be, or our nighttime lows, excuse me. And then you can see as we watch that warm front lift off to the north and the winds shift to southwest, those temperatures are going to start to really bump up, especially into the wee morning hours of Thursday. So by the time we start tomorrow morning, we'll be in the mid-single digits for most of eastern mainland, some double digits already for especially the valley, and temperatures likely starting in the 1 to 3 range across Cape Breton for tomorrow. And then we're watching things warm up even further. This is not a soaker of an event by any stretch, 5 to 15 millimeters. But yes, enough to create some puddles out there, and watch for that for your Thursday evening drive home. The fog patches primarily in the morning for tomorrow. We'll see temperatures 10 to 14 across Cape Breton tomorrow, with the winds gusting to 50 kilometers per hour. Across the mainland, generally in that 10 to 15 range. We'll see temperatures a bit cooler in the onshore winds, and then into the west, you can see here still those very mild temperatures, a bit cooler in the onshore winds. Now, looking ahead, as I mentioned earlier, Thursday night into Friday, so we've got a second pulse of moisture coming up on the other side of this cold front. So the temperatures will be cold enough that this will go from rain to likely ice pellets, chance for some freezing rain, and then eventually over to snow. The timing of this really not ideal. This is going to come through right in through the early to mid Friday morning time frame. Forecast models right now showing that we could see a trace to as much as 5 centimeters of accumulation. Higher terrain areas like the Cobequid Pass and Mount Tom, those higher stretches of the 104 could see a little bit more locally. So this is enough to make things slick. Temperatures will drop to the freezing mark as well. This is the system that we're going to be watching. I'll just show you temperatures on Friday. We'll be right near the freezing mark. This is the system we're watching for Friday night in through Saturday morning. This looks like a quick burst of another 5 to maybe 10 centimeters of snow, higher terrain areas, but a mix to rain as we move into Saturday afternoon. So a couple of messy systems. Thursday night, Friday morning, Friday night, Saturday morning, changing to rain. Sunday looks quiet. Looks like another warm push coming Monday into Tuesday of next week. Looks like a pretty chilly end to next week, March break. Tom and Amy.
Okay, duly
all
noted.
over the place.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
Coming up, what Premier Houston's budget cut reversal could mean for the future.
I'm Portia Clark.
And I'm Matt Brand.
Join us for news, traffic, sports, weather, and compelling stories to get your day started.
That's on Information Morning for mainland Nova Scotia, weekdays on CBC Radio.
Welcome back. It was quite the reversal. Premier Tim Houston yesterday with an apology and more than $50 million in funding reinstated to the latest Nova Scotia budget.
The CBC's Taryn Grant and Michael Gorman now with a look at Houston's course change and what it means for deeper cuts planned for the future.
Well, we're in a very different place than we were just a few days ago down here at the legislature after Premier Tim Houston announced Tuesday that his government is reversing almost $54 million in grants and program cuts in this budget.
So how did we arrive here? Because 2 weeks ago, he was defending this budget.
Leadership means having discipline in those times, and that's what we're seeing right now.
1 week ago, he was defending this budget. Are you going to make any adjustments?
I don't think so.
And then yesterday, we heard a very different message.
On some of the decisions, we got it wrong, and for that, I'm sorry.
What we saw really was a conciliatory, apologetic premier who was willing to answer questions directly and explain his government's thinking. Gone was the combative, elbows up kind of attitude that we've seen so far.
Any other real questions?
And frankly, it's the first time that someone from this government has done an effective job at explaining the challenges that they're facing. And I think we also have to acknowledge that they were under a lot of pressure to make changes.
This underscores that Houston is willing to change his mind. We've seen him do it before. And we saw thousands of people protesting outside the House, which showed the pressure that this government was facing. But Houston also talked about the personal, heartfelt conversations that he was having and the feedback he got from his MLAs, who cover most of the province, and we're certainly hearing about this in their communities and putting pressure inside caucus for the government to change course.
The premier has said they're going to learn from this and approach future budgets differently. But future budgets are calling for cuts much deeper and much larger than what was included in this budget. And so the government is going to have to find a way to either mitigate those or, as the premier has said, find ways to grow revenue. And that means relying on help from the federal government when it comes to increased defense spending. And it means finding a way to get natural resource development projects up and running to get the money flowing.
And that is it for us tonight.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.